Yeah, so hi everyone, nice to see you again. Hope you're looking forward to our short class today. Or you could say medium-sized class. Maybe a short class would be 10 minutes. Anyway, so maintain pure intention whenever you listen to the Dharma. Also when you contemplate the Dharma and when you absorb your mind with the Dharma. And so also it is likewise, excuse me, when we do recitation of the Buddhist verses, we should maintain a pure intention. Then when we engage in the meditation practices, also maintain a pure intention. And as mentioned, when we listen to the Dharma talk, which happens after that, then we maintain a pure intention. This way we study the Dharma, we practice the Dharma, and we share the Dharma, the pure Dharma, with the pure intentions. Okay, so now let's do the chanting with pure intentions, with awareness, mindfulness, conscientiousness. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Dutayambi Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dutayambi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Dutayambi Sangham Saranam Gacchami, Tatayambi Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Tatayambi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Tatayambi Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dharmaya, Namo Sanghaya. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Through the positive potential I create by practicing the 6 paramitas, may I soon attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings have happiness and its causes. May they be free from suffering and its causes. May they never be parted from their happiness beyond suffering. May they abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment to the near, and aversion from the far. I shall cause this. Great compassionate Buddha, please inspire me to be able to do so. Reverently I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every types of offerings, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all of my negative actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in all the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for all sentient beings. I dedicate the virtues of myself and others to the great enlightenment. However innumerable all sentient beings are, I vow to save them all. However inexhaustible my delusions are, I vow to extinguish them all. However immeasurable the Dharma teachings are, I vow to master them all. However endless the Buddha's way is, I vow to follow it completely. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Tayata Hum Gati Gati Para Samgati Bodhi Soha. Tayata Gati Gati Para Samgati Bodhi Soha. Tayata Gati Gati Para Samgati Bodhi Soha. So now get yourself in a nice position for the meditation. And I'll give some instruction, but I think you know it already. You know the method well. You know how to put it into practice well. But I'll just guide you in case you have sort of moments of lapses of concentration. Okay, so now bring your mind inside your body initially. And release whatever tension you can from inside the body. We'll start at the tips of the toes, work our way through the feet, up the legs, up the upper torso to the shoulders, down to the tips of your fingers, and back up to the top of your head. So let's take a few moments to do this now. Now scan your body again to see if there's any more tension that you can release. And if there is, release it. And now bring your focus to the tip of your nose initially. And the object of the meditation, as per usual, is the breath. Or more specifically, the feeling of the breath as you breathe in your nose all the way into your lungs, then back out your nose again. Breathing in, breathing out. Engaging all of our being. We just engaged our speech, for instance, in the chanting, getting ready for this meditation. And we're engaging the body, sitting here or reclining, whatever position you're in. And we're engaging the mind by focusing on the feeling of the breath as you breathe in and out. We're also breathing physically, engaging in the body or engaging the body. Engaging in the feeling, the mental feeling of the breath. Engaging your mind and the activity of the mind. So engaging the four foundations of mindfulness as we engage in this breath meditation. Don't try too hard. Don't be lazy. Not too tight, not too loose, not too much, not too little. Nice calm mind, but also maintain a bright mind as much as you can too. Not rigid though. Breathing in and breathing out. If any thoughts arise or mental activities arise of any type, don't cling to them. Don't grasp at them. Don't try to forcefully push them away or deny them. But let them go naturally and simply by replacing your mind back onto your breath. And if your mind starts to become dull or sleepy, then replace your mind back onto your breath more brightly at that time. This way, replacing your mind back onto your breath, whether it's because of a dull mind or whether it's an overactive mind, an agitated mind, then replacing your mind back onto the breath is the antidote for both of these extremes. The mind is so often like a pendulum, sort of flashing between overactive or excited and dull. You want to go beyond that, find the middle path. So let's practice like this in silence for a little bit. I should also add that you can add the extra technique of counting the breaths from 1 to 10. One in breath and one out breath is 1 and so on. But if you get distracted while counting towards 10, go back to 1 at that time. So let's practice in silence. So now we can feel pleased with ourselves and fill ourselves with universal loving kindness, with this great metta, immeasurable metta. You can utilize a visualization technique of filling your whole being with the white light or white nectar, or you can just go with the feeling. Of utmost importance is the feeling of loving kindness. Even though this is immeasurable eventually, along with the universal compassion, empathetic joy, and equanimity. Right now, we may have to force it a little bit, generate it a little bit, and fill our minds with it, fill our whole being with it. Therefore, the feeling is very important right now. Fill yourself with so much universal loving kindness that it now overflows and radiates outwards, initially to your loved ones, your family, your friends. Fill them with the universal loving kindness too. May they be happy, free from suffering. May they be peaceful. And now also to those you may regard as strangers, people that you're indifferent towards, whether you know them a little or not at all. Fill them too with the universal loving kindness and have the wish that they be happy, free from suffering, and to be peaceful too. Now also include those you may regard as enemies or find very difficult to be around or even think about. Fill them with the loving kindness too. Wish that they too are happy, free from suffering, and are peaceful. May all of these different types of people from our own perspective have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering, and may they be peaceful. And now we can include other creatures as well. So let's radiate this loving kindness out further and further distance-wise too, including all the living beings around your immediate area initially. Those that live in the waters, on the land, under the land, fly through the air. The ones born from wombs, eggs, moisture, or through transformation. All sentient beings, whether weak or strong, great or small, short or tall, seen or unseen, near or distant, born or to be born, may they all be happy, free from suffering, and be peaceful. And now radiate this loving kindness out throughout your whole state or county, to all of the innumerable living beings, which includes what we call nature, all of the plants, the trees, and so on. And throughout other states and counties, throughout your whole country. And other countries throughout the world. Initially, those you have an affinity towards, whether you know them directly or not, or indirectly. Maybe you lived there before, maybe you traveled there, or just have a nice feeling when you think about these countries. Extend a loving kindness to all of the beings throughout these countries. And also those countries that you're indifferent towards, as well as those countries that for whatever reason you may have some negative feelings towards. Until your loving kindness pervades throughout all of the countries on this planet. And now throughout all of the oceans. In fact, there's far more living beings living in the waters, in the oceans, than there is on the land. Extend the loving kindness to all of these living beings now, whether you know about them or not. Have your loving kindness radiate to the center of the earth and to the outermost atmosphere, all over and around this planet. Generated in your own mind, have this loving kindness radiate everywhere. And now throughout all of the planets within this solar system, and all solar systems throughout the galaxy, and all galaxies throughout the universe, and beyond, until your loving kindness pervades throughout infinite space. Also be present here and now to recite the dedication prayer. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of the Buddha, so that I may be able to liberate all sentient beings from their suffering. May the precious bodhicitta not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. And may the precious view of shunyata not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline but increase forevermore. And so these the group of teachings that I'm giving and commentaries that I'm giving prior to the New Year break. The break should only be a couple of weeks, of course. I've entitled it something about commentary. What is it? Commentary on studying, practicing, and sharing the Dharma, the pure Dharma with pure intention, as I kind of alluded to earlier on, just before we did the chanting, okay? And I'm utilizing, as you know, my book, Encouragement and Dharma Quotes, or Dharma and Encouragement Quotes. All is well. I'm going to utilize some of these teachings. Last week, of course, I read you as the writer, the author, my preface. And if you want to hear that again, or if you weren't available, just look at last week's class. Check it out on the YouTube channel. It's the easiest way, I think. And I also read to you the dedication for the book. Of course, I mentioned as well, this dedication I wrote after being requested to do so for the Vesak celebration in Melbourne in 2012, to be read out by one of the Tibetan nuns, okay, or Australian nuns in the Tibetan tradition. And so I can't remember, like I said, I can't remember which one did it. Kathy Evans, Venerable Kathy Evans, or Venerable Anna Goldstein. One of those two read it out. Okie dokie. I have a feeling it may have been Kathy. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So
I don't know what happened. Andrew must have got kicked out.
Can you see me now? Put your thumbs up if you can. Okay. I've just connected to my Wi-Fi on my phone. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think maybe Mum can't connect because we lost the internet actually totally in the house. It's come back now, but it's very weak. It's on the blue signal. Normally it's on the green when it's full internet. So apologize for that. I'm gathering you're continuing to record, Leanne. That's fine. If not, maybe this is the second one. Maybe we have a longer talk. So I'll keep an eye out for when the 10-minute mark
You're
comes.
not with Optus.
No.
Joking.
Not with Optus, no. Optus Network, for those of you that didn't know, actually lost. They sort of went offline. I don't even know what it's called, but we're with Telstra. So, and also my phone is with Aldi Mobile, which uses Telstra. So nothing to do with that. But yeah, it's just on the Wi-Fi. I forget what it's called, but the box, it's still only on blue. And like I said, green is when it's good Wi-Fi. I don't know really what the story is. Maybe it's being used by a lot of people on the island. Who knows? So we'll continue. I don't know when I lost you, but maybe I was just after I said that this little sign come up on the thing. So if you want to look at the author's preface, then view last week's class. Mum's back on. Okay, good. And so do that. Now I will read you the publisher's preface. Okie dokie. And then, as I mentioned earlier too, I also read you the dedication prayer, which actually comes from quite some time ago, that I utilize sometimes, quite long. I will read that to you again and just explain a couple of things in there because I had to rush through that as we were losing time last week, okay? So here I am with my dirty glasses. Maybe I should clean them. I shouldn't use my robe, but I will because I have nothing else to clean them with. All right, so I would read this to you humbly because I'm sure it's glowing. But publisher's preface. In the industrial world, companies are constantly paying attention to be innovative, to develop and improve their potential and efficiency. In terms of their productivity and service, we often witness through the media how they are working to improve and expand their organizations, innovations, work ethics, and products, both in the sense of improving existing products and services, as well as introducing new ones. In the world of reading, whilst the book publishing and distributing industry itself can adapt to the current advancements and trends in technology development that are available to us through the advancements in the digital age, our innovative capabilities are very limited. It is only in terms of the tools of presentation and distribution to deliver the book's content to the readers that we are able to be innovative. So the real innovation within the book industry is not in the tools or the physical book, but in the author's content within the book. Because the measure of success of the book is determined by whether or not the author's intended purpose for writing the book, as well as the intended meaning of the messages within the book, are easily accessible to the readers, to enable them to clearly read, absorb, and comprehend the real meaning of the book's content, so that the reader can truly benefit from their reading experience. Creativity is the key feature that enables a book like Andrew's Pearls to be special and markedly different to other books that feature quotes and short teachings. Not only does the author clearly and precisely express Buddhist knowledge in short and medium-length teachings that are easy to read, interesting, and inspirational, he has also presented a detailed explanation for each quote that serves to help the reader clearly understand the subject matter at hand. His intention is to help inspire the reader to raise their own awareness, uplift their own moral human spirit by giving teachings that can be applied to the everyday life of people of all ages and from all backgrounds and belief systems. Someone who has a profound knowledge of Buddhism, who has thoroughly comprehended the vast teachings within the Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana Buddhist traditions, and who can express the essence of these teachings in a clear and comprehensive manner, may not be so hard to find in the East, where Buddhism has existed for a very long time. But in the West, where the practice of Buddhism is relatively new, it is extremely rare. Such a person must be praised for their enthusiastic perseverance, insight, and compassion. We believe that the author of this precious book is one such person. Precious jewels such as diamonds and pearls are rare and valuable in this world. Likewise are the teachings of such a person who is able to shine a light on the immeasurably precious teachings of the supremely enlightened Buddha. A light that helps and enables people to shine their own inner light of wisdom and compassion for the benefit of all. We hope that this beautiful pearl will be helpful and valuable to all who take the time to read and comprehend it, and that it will inspire the reader to live a pure and meaningful life that is of benefit to one and all. So I think very nice words by Sita, the chief editor, and also I think her team. And then, of course, I put it into English back then, way back, a few years ago now. All right, so like I mentioned, I'll do the dedication. due to the merit accumulated here. So basically here, in this class, when I wrote this book, or put this book together, the intentions of the publishers, etc., and the intentions of the readers in the past, in the present, and in the future, along with the merit accumulated by ourselves and others in the past, present, and future, may all sentient beings be freed from suffering and abide in happiness forever. So this is our intention, bodhicitta intention, to attain enlightenment for the welfare of all sentient beings and to guide others to do likewise. Okay. May ignorance be replaced by wisdom and understanding. That's very easy to understand, isn't it? Because ignorance is the opposite. It's what clouds our mind from having or unveiling the understanding and the wisdom. Okay. May hatred and anger be replaced by universal loving kindness and compassion. So hatred and anger, the antidotes on a relative level is loving kindness and compassion from this point of view today, okay? But of course, the loving kindness and compassion are immeasurables. So we develop them beyond that. Once we've developed them beyond that and realize the supreme wisdom, there are none of these mental afflictions that can even arise at all. So the ignorance is the supreme antidote. The wisdom of uprooting the ignorance and unveiling the true nature. This is the supreme antidote. But of course, we have the relative antidotes as well. Loving kindness destroys hatred, for instance, okay, and so on. May greed and miserliness be replaced by generosity. Very obvious. May we all be humble, friendly, moral, and patient, with great enthusiasm, energy, concentration, and joy. This is including the 6 paramitas. Okay. In other words, we could put it a different way. May we be, maybe we're generous, which mentioned before. Maybe we're moral, patient, have great effort, concentration, and wisdom. Okay, but also maybe remain humble. Very important to remember that. Really important to be humble. Okay, friendly, really important. We need to be more friendly sometimes, you know. Yes, the Dharma practice is very serious. You know, we're looking at our faults. Maybe we don't like what we see sometimes, you know, but still be friendly. Moral and patient. May all disease, poverty, fighting, and conflicts be calmed. All inequality, cruelty, starvation, and homelessness be overcome. All insecurities, worries, mental anguish, and depression be pacified. May all of these negativities from the mental point of view as well as the physical point of view, may they be overcome, may they be pacified, may they be calmed. Okay. Way to do this is by training your mind and then having your actions and words follow suit. Okay. Pure intentions then becomes pure actions, pure words. Okay. Of course, we have to be patient in the practice because we can't control others. We can't control all of these outside conditions, right? Like mentioned in last week's class, in a sense. May all natural disasters subside, the natural environment be balanced and peaceful. May the Buddha Dharma and all auspiciousness increase throughout the worlds where we and all others dwell. May the truth of the Buddha Dharma awaken transcendent wisdom and a great heart of compassion in all sentient beings. Through study, contemplation, meditation, and practice, may all sentient beings attain unsurpassed supreme enlightenment. So now we've only got 5 minutes to go. I thought that maybe we can get through one of these today. And I was hoping maybe a couple, but because we lost a few minutes there, maybe not. All right, so where am I? Past the testimonials, past the content, list of teachings. So a disagreement doesn't have to lead to an argument. Now you've seen this, and also I posted it on Facebook yesterday because I knew I was going to talk about it today. Now this, can be good arguments though. If we're talking about the Dharma or science, you know, we can have debates. We're having a good debate to teach each other, to enable ourselves to learn more, to learn something new, or to clarify our understanding, to strengthen our wisdom, if you could say like that, use that word now. It's positive to do that. But so often people are just trying to win an argument. you know. Even sometimes on Facebook, I sometimes get comments put in there. The people, you can tell they're actually irritated at that time. There was a couple last night too, I think, in one of the groups that I shared my teachings with. And so normally I don't respond. Occasionally I will. If I have a really strong feeling that the person may be able to benefit from more understanding, then I will respond, reply. But so often they're doing that like that's like a negative thing. And so they want to fight back. So I don't normally do it. And I still like their comment, because to get involved in the Dharma groups like this, I think it's a good start anyway. Okay, so maybe they think they know more. That's fine if they do. You know, maybe by me reading them, maybe I can learn something new as well. We'll see. Okay, so the explanation is this. There is an old saying, agree to disagree. When we disagree with someone else's opinion and they disagree with ours, it's okay, as we all perceive and understand things differently. There is no need to argue after disagreements, because normally we see things differently, to do with our state of mind at that time, but also to do with our experiences before, what we have learned, and how much we've clouded our mind with certain things. Like common examples I use is the sky. We may look in the sky and just see that sky and think it's the whole sky, but actually it's just that part that you can see right now. And the same with the ocean. You look at the ocean and think, look, I know the ocean. Actually, all you're seeing is what your limited abilities with your eyes is seeing, and your consciousness too, perceiving at that moment, that little bit of the ocean. It's almost like you're seeing a few drops of water and thinking you see the whole of the water within this planet or beyond. Okay. Quite often we cling to our opinions of how things are or are not, whether they are right or wrong, and whether someone agrees with our view, or when someone disagrees with our view, we are offended. We may even feel like we are being attacked and become angry and fight back. This is unhealthy and not conducive to creating understanding and peace. 1.5 minutes to go. Well, also we can say that there are two types of debates or arguments, positive and negative. The positive debate is based on the intention to benefit each other and to help each other to develop true understanding, whilst the negative debate, based on selfishness, so often leads to arguments because we are trying to win something and reaffirm our view. So positive debate leads to positive result, and a negative debate leads to a negative result. Be kind, be patient, base your views and opinions on loving kindness, compassion, and understanding, and what is beneficial for all. It is all like a dream anyway. So going back to the 8th verse, in the 8th verse of thought transformation, it's all like an illusion. So if you are engaging in fighting with someone, arguing with someone, all of this, just realize this is all like it's almost like a theater production. It's not real. Almost like maybe we can become like the third party, look on from a distance and realize this is not helpful. Okay, so I don't know when it went under a minute, but we'll go on to another one next week. Maybe I'll start a little bit with that one. I rejoice in your goodness. I rejoice in the fact we have any internet whatsoever, and regret had not